Everybody, proper notice was given for the July 20th, 2026 meeting. Oh, hold on just a second. August, July 20th. Nice going.
Yeah.
Forget everything I just said. Notice is being properly given for the August 17th, 2026 meeting, which also happens to be my wife's birthday today, so I knew the day. Racine County Economic Development and Land Use Planning Committee public meeting is hereby called to order. My name is Greg Horth, and I will serve as the chair for tonight's meeting. At this time, the roll call of supervisors, youth and governance representatives, and staff will be taken. To my right is Vice Chairman Monty Osterman, Secretary Brett Nielsen. Supervisor Troy McReynolds is excused this evening. We have Supervisor Tom Preitzker. Supervisor Taylor Wishaw is on the telephone. And Supervisor Tony Varanth is not with us at this moment. We are still expecting him to be here. Youth and Governance, we have Remy Oscarman over there. Oscar's son, excuse me, I got it. And glad you're with us this evening, and I'll give you the floor in just a moment here. And to my left, I have our staff member, which is Brian Jensen. The committee is interested in hearing all pertinent information. Following a brief presentation by staff, the applicant will be asked to describe the petition. The public hearing is being held this evening in an open to public forum. Anyone present may speak, providing they are recognized by the chair, and then come to the front and identify themselves. Persons in favor of an application will be called first, those opposed second, and then all others. All discussion must be directed toward the committee, and interchange between members of the audience and the petitioner are not allowed. Keep your comments directed to the petition that is before the committee. We are not interested in any issues unrelated to the petition. Only information that will assist the committee in making an informed decision is important. We request that you do not interfere with or interject comments while another person has the floor. Adequate time for anyone wishing to speak will be permitted. Please contain your comments to no more than 3 minutes. If there is a spokesperson representing a large group of people, the allotted time to speak will be no more than 6 minutes. Public hearing slips are located at the table in the back of the auditorium doors. It will be helpful if you fill out one of these beforehand and share it with us here up front. The public hearing is a time for the public to speak. When we get to the committee meeting, the public may not speak, and no new information will be entered into the record. It is a public meeting, however, so you do have the ability to attend and listen to what is being said and to what decisions are being made. If you do not wish to stay, you may call the office tomorrow morning and the staff will notify you of the decision. We record these proceedings. Please state your name, address before addressing the committee, and speak in the direction of the microphone. Tonight we have Youth and Governance representative. Remy, would you go ahead, please, and share your information? Nope. Push. There you go.
There we go. All right. Tonight, we have members of the Racine County Youth and Governance Program present who will be participating in the meeting. The purpose of this program is to empower youth in Racine County by encouraging them to participate in local government, provide an opportunity to give input, and develop leadership skills. These members have agreed to abide by the applicable standards of conduct that would govern any elected county board member. They are encouraged to participate in this committee's meetings and can have a non-binding advisory vote on matters before the committee. All formal actions taken by this committee will be based solely on the binding votes made by the county board supervisors.
Thank you very much, Remy. And if everybody would kindly turn off any electronic phones at this point, we'd like to go ahead and we'll get the meeting started. All right. Public portion of the meeting. Mr. Jensen.
I'm up. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first item is for Andrew Pagels, owner of conditional use, to occupy an existing property and construct approximately 80-foot by 216-foot building for storage and maintenance of vehicles and equipment associated with Richard Pagels Trucking Incorporated. It is located in the B5 Highway Business District on a parcel south of 2308 North Rainer Avenue, Section 1 in the town of Dover. I'll take you through the slides briefly, but before I do that, again, this is a conditional use request. The property is just north of Highway 20, about 1,300 feet, 1,400 feet north of Highway 20. It is Zone B5, which is a highway business district. Just so the committee knows, in December of 2021, the EDLUP and the town of Dover approved the land use plan amendment and rezone from A2 to B5. And the approval was for the future business for family-owned business of Richard Pagels Trucking Incorporated. So the adjacent land uses, north, east, and south, agricultural and rural residential. To the west is agricultural. Adjacent zoning district, all A2, general primary residential district 2, that surrounds this property. This is to accommodate heavy commercial vehicle traffic, making the location suitable for truck and trailer repair options. It's fronting on State Trunk Highway 45. And again, it's just north of State Trunk Highway 22 major arterials that would serve this property. The repair activities will be conducted within the proposed building, thereby minimizing potential impacts to surrounding properties. Proposed hours of operation, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, 8 to noon. Occasional weekend hours operations as necessary. The business is expected to employ 8 full-time employees and 1 part-time employee. The landscaping and lighting plans were submitted and reviewed by staff. We found it to be in compliance with our requirements, and they are included in your packets also. I'll take you through these slides real quick so we got a visual. And right. Okay, like I said previously, the property is highlighted in the purple, if you will, north of Highway 20 is on the west side of 45 in the town of Dover. Directly to the east across 45 is the village of Yorkville. This is a little close up, closer in view aerial photo with the zoning overlay. You can see the B5. Again, that was rezoned back in 2021. Town and county approved. On the corner, the northwest corner of 2045, there's a gas station. That's what you see the B3 represents. Everything else is A2. There's some A1 further out to the west. That's general farming, residential, and farmland preservation. The 2024 aerial map, you can see this is under agricultural production where the V5 is located. The site plan, you can see the access, they will share this driveway and then drop down into the business use, the trucking operations. This is the proposed building and the future building. I believe this was meant to be in this area with the gravel between the two for more working areas operation. There's a retention pond located in the northwest corner of the property. This has been reviewed by the town of Dover engineer Will Hine. I haven't received the official comment, but I believe Mr. Pagel, who's in attendance, can shed more light on that in a minute or two. This is the landscape plan. You can see on the landscape plan along the south property line, there will be a number of trees planted to help block and screen this operation from the property to the south. There are plantings proposed along the right of way, again, to help screen it from public view. And there are some plantings around the west and the north side of the property, more sparse in their location. And this is the lighting plan. Unfortunately, this is terrible as far as our detail that we can see. This map, the ones in your packet, the proposed lighting is security lighting on the buildings. And I believe 1 pole light, if my memory serves me correctly, along the driveway. Floor plan shows the building, the service bays, if you will, the parking areas. And there's an office or a break room area in the middle of them. Schematics, you see the building elevation, rectangular building, little entryway up the front. And that is all I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Pagel, how are you tonight? Would you care to join us up front, please, at the table there? And let's make sure that microphone is on. I'm assuming it is. It is on. John says it officially is on, so I'm sure it must be. There you go. Would you care to give us any insight or additional feedback to what Brian has just shared with us?
Well, Brian did a good job. Thank you. When I rezoned this property, I went along to all the neighbors adjoining this property, discussed with them what I wanted to do. I showed them on paper exactly what I wanted to do and what's going to be run out of there. Everybody was supportive of it. So years gone by now it's like, well, everything's getting more expensive. So I decided at this point, I'd like to do this. I did the same thing. I went around to the neighbors and they basically got the same thing you got. I went over it and left it with them. That would be all the bullet points that yous had me fill out. They got a copy of the letter that you have got, how this is building or operation is going to be used, and described it to them. I showed them also, I put on the back of on the last sheet when the town of Dover meeting was, when this meeting was going to happen. And if they had any concerns or thoughts, to give me a call. You know, they might have an idea that I'd like, maybe not, or they have a concern, you know. I also went over with the landscaping plan with them. Showed them exactly how far the building's gonna be off the road and whatnot. And also the lighting plan, they've got that. And they also got a picture of the building that's proposed to go up. And basically everything positive. Most neighbors were, well, do what you want. I don't need to see it. No, I want you to see it. You know, if you have any concerns, it was all positive as far as that point. Going through, I mean, you pretty much described exactly what I want to do with this property. If you'd like me to go over that again, I can do so. But I think at this point I've covered all the bases pretty well, and maybe there's something I missed or I guess I'm at your mercy.
Okay, thank you. Committee members, questions for Mr. Pagel? Supervisor Osterman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right, sir. How are you?
Oh, great. Thank you.
Good. Got just a couple of questions here.
Sure.
You have on your plan here a future building?
I'm
use.
sorry?
On your plan, you have,
No, well, see, that was one of those things when I had talked to my civil engineer. Do you possibly think you'd want to put up another building? And I said, well, that's a possibility. And well, then he asked me where it might be. Do I have any plans of putting up a future building in the near future? This is going to be quite the extravaganza in itself.
so that,
Do I have other plans for a future building? No, we do not.
not, okay, not at this time.
At this point, I didn't feel a need
All
to.
right. So, all right, that kind of answers my second question on where the maintenance will be done.
Mhm.
You have on those maintenance bays are the north side of the building there?
Oh, that would be actually, well, the way the building, if you want to pull the building up, I can,
Are there all throughout the whole thing?
okay, the building there from, let's go from left to right. The first 62 by 80 foot, I'd like more so just storage. The next 62 by 80 foot, what I'd like to do is possibly do a wash bay just for external washes. When you get to the office area extends out, and actually on the upper part of the office area is where the tool room is where the
Hmm.
tools and where I store my bulk oil.
Okay.
And then the other 62 by 80 would be just maintenance.
That's where you'd be doing oil changes and stuff like that?
Correct.
Okay. Where do these trench drains go to? Because we got a septic system, right?
No, this would go into what we propose as a multi-use tank. As far as the restrooms in the office, there's a restroom for the office and for the shop. They're both in the same area.
Okay.
They might be switched around if this all goes through, but they'll all be in the same area. And it'll be a multi-use holding tank.
And the trench drains will go into there also?
Correct,
Even in the wash, even in the, from the wash bay?
correct.
Okay. And you have bulk storage, bulk oil storage shown on your plan here. There's a retention unit for that also, I'm assuming.
That we'd have to do a containment system on them. You
yeah.
can buy them from Uline, depends how big. You
Yeah,
know, say
Right.
if it was a 275 gallon tote, well, they can sell you a containment unit that tote goes on if it gets punctured. But that's definitely something I don't want to happen. So yes, we're gonna take care of that.
that's your service oil. What about the waste oil? Are you
The waste oil,
be
I'd probably,
containing that on site for a while?
I'll probably have to do, say fictitiously, if I was to do a 275 gallon tote, I'd have one alongside it for the drain oil also.
So you'd be collecting that as you go and periodically,
And then that
use
would
that
be,
for your-
yeah. I've got a guy that wants it,
yeah,
so,
he wants to burn it.
yeah,
Okay. All right, so it's not, it's gonna be stored and removed rather than removed immediately.
yeah, well, for the most, once it
The
gets
waste oil
full,
for a period until it gets full. All right,
Correct.
okay.
and it will be in a containment system that will hold, say if it was a 275 gallon tote, well, you want a containment system to hold just that.
All right. Last question, on your landscape plan, I've got, I see some reference to plants and things of that nature. I'm kind of curious as to what the retention pond, what that will look like around there. What, what are your, plans for the plantings?
I think we've got, um, what do we got? Some trees on the north side of that retention pond.
Yeah.
Other than that, this is kind of uncharted territory for
Yeah.
myself. I mean, it would be grasses and whatnot.
Is it,
And also, when I was at the town meeting, one of the fire department personnel asked me about, would you be interested in putting a dry hydrant in? And I was like, yeah, well, let me check. So then I called Nielsen, Matson Barber, excuse me, the following day, and asked if this retention pond would work for one, but he says the size of this retention pond.
It's not enough.
No, exactly.
is, the inflow to that retention pond, is that all surface or is there some tiling going in there also from the
There is time.
lands around there? They're usually tiled.
There's actually tiling from the proposed building. There's tiling from the south fence line all the way to retention pond. There's tiling from where the proposed building, well, the future building, which I didn't catch right away. This should have been, he's got gravel here. That building, if I was ever to put one in, I don't want to show the front of that to the highway. We'd work in between it.
Right.
But there's tiling to catch any runoff from this open area here. And it's not PVC pipe, it's all concrete pipe. It's like building a little city. You know, it's like, isn't that overkill? Well, no, it's like, well, that's what you gotta have, that's what you gotta have.
That's my questions for now. Thank you.
Thank you,
Not a-
Vice Chair Osterman. Other supervisor questions? All right. Oh. Yep, hold on, please, 1 second. Supervisor Wishaw, go ahead, please.
Thank you, sir. One clarification, just to confirm, the neighbors surrounding the property, everybody appears to be in favor of that's correct?
Correct. I did not have a negative. I had more, thank you for showing me this. I've had everything from, I'd rather see you do that than somebody put 10 houses back there. And actually one neighbor to the south, which that building's gonna lie, he's actually got property that comes off Highway 20. He's got a big hayfield in between. Roger is his name, and I talked to him and went over it with him. And I said, well, there'll probably be I wanted to put a light in the eave, in the top eave. But I'm thinking probably what we'll do is a little lower lighting, like the height of the wall, because I do have the fence line that would block that. And he goes, well, ain't no big deal. So I don't want you out enjoying your evening and you see some damn neighbor's light shining your way. Everything was positive. I gotta say,
Supervisor Wishaw, any other questions?
I think that's great. Thanks so much.
Thank you, sir. Remy, please.
I gotta say, I like the proposal. The request seems very straightforward and agreeable. I especially like that you're going through your neighbors and all, and I appreciate any thing that will bring jobs to our community. I like seeing entrepreneurs like yourself from this area. Just for my own curiosity, can I hear a little bit more about what your business does?
what our business does,
Mhm.
we haul chemicals, liquid chemicals, tankers. And we leave like this here, we leave anywhere Sunday night, 8 to midnight, and we turn by noonish the next day. As far as we run, if you want to call it locally, we're home every day. We can legally do it because we go by how a crow flies, 150 mile. So we run Wisconsin, a lot of Illinois miles, just pop into Indiana.
Mm,
And that is, we haul a lot for SC Johnson. So we've got a lot of trailers, but we house them over there. Where like in this particular plan, and I think it would be the landscaping lighting plan. I did ask for some outside storage here. I think we got 7 slots for trailers that we use for that week or need to be repaired, you know. Definitely, believe me, this won't be a neighbor's place looks like shit. You know, I'm not that kind of person. And then we got the employee parking over here and then the parking by the front of the building, but
Okay.
did that answer your question basically?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay,
thank
yeah.
you, sir. That was my only question.
Yeah.
Thank you. Supervisor Nelson.
Thank you, Chairman. It's really just a question maybe for Brian. Did you say that, was it approved by the town of Dover already or no?
Oh, I can answer that
Thank
question
you.
if you want. Already, I went to the town of Dover and we discussed probably one of their biggest things They were concerned about your storage, what you're gonna do with it. Totally understand. The lighting, one gentleman, he must be the light czar, which is fine, you know, and I was like, I think I'm more concerned about the lighting than my neighbors are, you know. And at the end of the meeting, they had to hear back from Mr. William Hine, which is their engineer. I called over there this morning and the gal that takes care of this part of stuff in the town of Dover was off. So I called Mr. Hine and he said, feel free to share this with you. I've got a letter from Mr. Hine, but to answer your question, when I left there, there are two stipulations where if the county goes along with it and if Mr. Hine doesn't have a problem with it. You know, and this is basically his response to the site plan and everything. And he said, well, yeah, if you want, you could share that with the county.
Supervisor Pritzker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and the rest of the committee knows I ask these questions all the time, so it's fair to ask my view that the complaints we mostly get about any development we approve is around noise, dust, and sight lines. And clearly you've tried to address a lot of that in what you've presented to us. You've done work with the landscaping to, you know, avoid the sight lines from the public. I doubt there'll be much noise. You're contained in the business and you're just, you know, leaving there to pick up trailers. But do you foresee any issue with the gravel parking lots or the gravel drive? Either kicking up dust that can get to the neighbors, or being tracked out onto, what would it be, 45?
The tracking out, I wouldn't worry about.
Okay.
I mean, I don't foresee that a concern. If it is a concern, well, it's a state highway, I better not. And the dust, I mean, it is gonna be a gravel lot. I guess if you have people running around there like a bunch of, you know what, you're gonna kick dust up. Can I control that? Can I control 3 weeks of drought? And the amount of traffic we're gonna have in there, I really don't, it's a good question. I really don't think we'll have a concern
Just a
with
couple
that.
employees, and then you have like daily, how many trucks do you have?
We got 7 trucks right
7.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And, yeah, believe me, if somebody goes tearing through it, like, hey, hell, they're gonna.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's gonna be. An
No,
issue,
no,
but
no, it's a great
clearly,
concern.
clearly town of Dover, you know,
Mhm.
allows gravel driveways and a lot. I know
Sure.
I have people live, you know, they live there that have gravel driveways and it's fine. I just bring it up in case it's an issue.
Exactly.
And these are the complaints we get about some other enterprises in the county, let's say. Earlier this spring, when it was kind of wet and muddy, we got some complaints of tracking out onto the roads and that it was making a mess. So, you know, not you, but just
No, exactly.
being
And,
proactive about it. But I agree with Remy that I appreciate that you've proactively reached out to your neighbors and everything and shown them the plans. That helps a lot.
well, the way I look at it, your neighbors make you or break you.
Yes.
So I had one gentleman ask me, well, do you have to do this? It's like, what do you mean? Do you have to go around to all your neighbors? No.
This is the process, really. You know, the public hearing tonight, so we'll get to the.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. It was like, no, I don't have to. Well, then why are you? It's because you're a neighbor. It's like, I want you to know if you have any concerns. You know, I want you to show or see what I want to do.
Right.
And it's all been positive. I mean, you know, I'm a firm believer. Neighbors make you or break you.
Very good. Thank you.
Mr. Pagel, I do have a question that I don't know that I've definitively heard the answer yet on. The town of Dover has or has not yet approved this request.
Have they stamped it yes? No. Have they, when I left the meeting, they said, we're okay with it, just as long as Mr. Hines okay with it and the county's okay with it. So would I say that's a yes?
And again, I know we may be splitting hairs to a degree, but understanding that when you left the meeting, they said X. Tomorrow, there's 4 new people because something happened at the town of Dover and they're not in their positions anymore. We need to know for a fact that it has been approved by the town of Dover. That will be part of our stipulation for approval if we consider that. And I just want you to be aware of that because again, I hadn't heard the definitive answer yet.
Yeah.
Now I understand it.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, basically that's, I can't tell you, they said yes,
I know.
They
I know.
just agreed to, if, Mr. Hine didn't have no issues and the county didn't have any issues, we're on board.
And again, I get it.
I get it.
I get
Yeah,
it.
I get
Okay.
your point, yeah.
Any other supervisory questions? Yeah, I'm sorry, Supervisor Preisker.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So to clarify that, did they vote yes at the meeting subject to the county's approval and the engineer's approval, or did they not vote on it at all? Either way is fine. It's just how we word the motion, right? We'll just say, for example, we approve it subject to the town of Dover approving it and their conditions, hypothetically.
See, part of,
I do believe it was a yes, but I ain't gonna speak out of turn.
see, Mr. Pagel, what we're trying to clarify too is that the town doesn't put it on the county.
Correct.
It's really their decision initially, and then ours to in turn validate if we in fact feel it's appropriate.
Sure.
And, you know, again, with all due respect, towns have a way of wanting the county to make the decision for them, and then they can say later on, oh, well, we didn't have anything to do with it. We didn't say yes. So we want to, that's why we want to make sure of it.
Oh, I don't blame you one bit.
Thank you. Supervisor Alsterman, you had another question?
Yeah, just one real quick one. When, Nielsen, Madsen, Barber did this, engineering of the retention pond, I'm assuming, thank you. Nielsen, Madsen, Barber did the engineering of this retention basin. I'm assuming they did it based upon the fact that there was all of those trench drains going into there also for the volume.
Yeah, and he shows those and,
Right.
you should have the plans that shows where all the drains are going to and,
Right.
you know, there's one coming in. So basically, if this is north, this is south, there's drain coming into here, there's drain coming into here through the building was here, the parking lot from the south fence line. There's, it's swaled around the back side of the building to the, retention pond.
Right.
Yeah,
And they did understand there was ag tiling that went,
I'm sorry?
they did understand that there was ag tiling that went into there also.
Correct. Believe me, there's more tile in this
Okay.
thing that, you know,
Thank you.
no problem. You're welcome.
Thank you, Supervisor. All right, any other supervisor questions? Okay, by regulation, we're required to do the following. Is there anybody in the room that is here to speak opposed to this petition? Anybody here that is opposed to this position? Anybody in the room that is opposed to this request? Is there anybody here to speak in favor of it? Anybody here to speak?
Well, yeah.
10,000 comedians out of work and you're sitting there, right? Is there anybody that's here to speak in favor? Anyone to speak in favor of this request? Okay, Mr. Pagel, thank you very much. Have a seat. We're going to continue the meeting here.
Thank you very much.
Brian, is there any others? Or any others on this before we go into the meeting portion?
No.
That's what I thought. Just double checking. Okay, we are going to proceed now with the meeting portion of tonight's agenda. Decision on the preceding petition. Brian,
Yes, this is for the conditional use for Richard Pagels Trucking, Andrew Pagels, the applicant. Staff has reviewed the submittal and staff recommends approval based on subject to town approval. It is appropriately within a B5 zoning district. with access onto a major arterial, State Trunk Highway 45. The proposed conditional use request is allowed by underlying zoning. And this use complies with the provisions of Chapter 20 as far as lot area, lot yards, height, and parking performance standards. Again, this would all be subject to Town of Dover approval.
Thank you. Okay, do we have a motion? Supervisor Preisker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll make a motion to approve, subject to the town of Dover approval and conditions of the town of Dover, if any.
Second. Thank you. We have a first, we have a second. Supervisors, any additional comments or questions? Supervisor Osterman.
Thank you. Brian, could you pull up that, the graphic of I think you had about a 1/4 mile scale there, out a little more. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's okay. Thank you. So I'm cool with this. I like the access point being on that road and not out onto the highway there. The only thing that I would suggest here is that because of the fact that maintenance is being done in that building, it's on the north side, it's real close to the retention pond. It's all gravel. There's very little grass area there, that we require the installation of a native vegetative buffer strip on the whole. It would be the south side of that pond, of that retention pond, because if the elevation, if I'm correct on my elevation here, it elevates from south to north, or elevates from north to south, excuse me. So the run would be toward the north. It's higher on the south side, right? It's running down, and there's some ag stuff going in there. Man, there's very little, there's just very little anything to catch that. So in the event of some sort of a catastrophe or leaks, spills, trucks going around the gravel or something out of the building, I would ask that we would require the installation of a native vegetative buffer strip on the south border of the retention basin, and that construction be specified by the Land Conservation Department. They know what plants to put in and stuff like that.
Mr. Bagel, not wanting to presume anything, is this something you'd be in agreement with?
Yeah, I don't know how many feet are you possibly talking, because, and I mean, I'm not saying no, but we're going around that side of the building in between the retention and pond stuff, and I totally understand your concern.
Yeah, that entire south side is pretty much the run of the building, correct?
The south side of the retention.
Yes. Plus the gravel areas.
Talking about here, is that?
Right.
But then you're going here.
No, I'm talking about just across here.
Right. But you're saying you drive on this a lot to get to this side of the building.
Well, that's what we're
So
gonna,
this is basically a driveway.
yeah.
There's not.
It would be incorporated within the
berm.
Okay.
berm.
Okay.
It's only probably about 3 or 4 feet wide. That
Okay, you're
Oh,
in
wait.
that step
And
shelf
I don't-
of the berm.
what is that across there? I can't. Is that about?
It's 22.5 feet. The pinch point from the middle. that
What
line.
what about the width? Is that about 100 feet or so?
The
150?
building's 80 feet, but you're talking about
Yeah.
the entire southern portion of the.
Yeah, so you're talking about 160 feet. For
The whole retention pond is probably close to 300, 280, 300 feet, the southern. Yeah, it's probably right around 300 feet, maybe.
so you're probably looking about $800 to $900 worth of plants.
And that would be within the retention.
Right, within that
Correct.
within that berm area. Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
well, I have no problem with
Okay.
it. I've never done a retention pond before. So where it, okay, so if this was the retention pond, the outside of the retention pond, you're talking into the retention pond on the shelf area.
Yeah, you know, just like right in here.
Okay, well, then that wouldn't,
You would go around here just like that.
yeah, that wouldn't hinder our driveway driving.
Yes. A native vegetative buffer strip, a filter strip, does wonders for anything going into that pond. Just a couple of 3 or 4 feet grabs everything.
Okay, we've all listened to ourselves. You're in support of this as a request?
Correct.
Because this will be concluded in the motion. Okay? So Supervisor Preisker, would you be kind enough to amend the motion?
Yeah.
As long as you're comfortable with the wording.
You're okay with that, Supervisor Osborne?
Sure.
Okay. So I'll see if I word this right. So I'll amend my motion, to approve subject to the town of Dover's approval and the conditions of the town of Dover and a native vegetative buffer strip between the building and the retention pond,
The entire south.
the entire
Width.
width of the retention pond.
Okay?
Yeah, second.
And we have a second on this. We have a first on the amended and we have a second. Any other comments or questions from the staff? From the supervisors? Okay, with that, we're going to call for a vote. Youth and governance, how do you see on this? Yay or nay?
I cast my non-binding vote in the yay.
Very good, thank you. Supervisors, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you, Taylor. Anybody opposed? All right, very good. That one is moving forward.
Mr. Chairman,
Thank you.
we can get the conditions.
Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting that. My right-hand person over here.
I know.
Come on.
That's all right. All right, so on the rezoning side, condition number 3, the rezoning is consistent with the statement of purpose and intent of the zoning district as identified in the ordinance. And on the conditional use, number 5, which is this use complies with all provisions of chapter 20 as lot width, area, yards, height, parking, loading, traffic, highway access performance standards. And number 1, which is this use is in accordance with the purpose of intent of chapter 20 in public health, safety and welfare.
Thank you.
Good.
Excellent.
All right, very good. Okay, next item on the agenda, review and approval of the draft summary for the meeting minutes from the July 20th meeting of 2026. Can I have a motion for approval?
Motion to approve.
Thank you Supervisor Wishaw. We have a first. Supervisor Nilsson's a second. Is there any comments or conversation on them? Very good. Youth and governance. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Very good. Supervisors, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Minutes have been approved from the 20th of July meeting. All right. Brian,
Okay, the next item is for Conserv FS Incorporated, the owner Alex Rakos, VAA LLC, it's the applicant, site plan review to construct approximately 16,532 square foot dry fertilizer building with load out and 560 square foot receiving building and to relocate the existing driveways. This is located in the B3 Commercial Service District and M3 Heavy Industrial District at 4304 South Beaumont Avenue, County Trunk Highway BD, Section 34 in the town of Dover. Again, this property consists of 11.35 acres. It is located on the west side of South Beaumont Avenue, County Trunk Highway BD. It's about 1,700 feet south of Durand Avenue, State Trunk Highway 11. The adjacent land uses are to the north, agricultural, rural, residential, to the east, medium density residential, south manufacturing, and there's some rural residential agricultural, and to the west agricultural. Adjacent zoning districts, to the north, M3 heavy industrial district and R4, which is a suburban residential district. To the east, it's B3 commercial service district and R3, which is a suburban residential district. The bottom line is M3, A3, and there's a very mix of zoning around this property. This has been in existence. We have records going back to 1991 when Conserv FS first appeared in front of this committee, and they've done it numerous times for operational expansions and other uses on the property. The Communications, we did send a request to the Kansasville Fire Department, which is normal protocol. We did not receive anything back, which is not unheard of. And the other communication we sent to Racine County Engineering, and that was due to the driveway access location. Let me just go over that quickly. Her response, this is from Shannon Kurth. She is the Assistant Engineer Manager. It is the proposed highway access radii is too close to the adjacent rails to trails property, which runs parallel to the access. The access should be shifted or adjusted to provide approximately 15 feet separation from the rails to trails property to accommodate truck off tracking and to ensure adequate maneuvering clearance. I am questioning them continuing to use the driveway and scales that are not on their parcel, but this is outside of my jurisdiction. Thanks again, Shannon Kerr. That take you through the slideshow here. The location map, property Conserve FS is south of Highway 11. It's on the west side of 75. This is the zoning map with the aerial map with the zoning overlays. M3, there's B3. This is heavy industrial. This is commercial. And you can see there is a mix of zoning, residential, commercial, and so on and so forth in this entire area. 2024, this is our latest and greatest aerial map. Again, you can see there's extensive use on this property. And like I mentioned, Conserve FS has been in front of this committee numerous times, all beginning 1991. The site plan, the loadout building that they're proposing is on the north side center of the property. In this location, the driveway access that we're talking about is right there. This is the property line. This is the old railroad right of way. There is a bike trail that's to be used. They're making, the request is to move the driveway on solely onto their property. The engineer's report that I just read to you was that this corner needs to be shifted at least 15 feet to the north. That would prevent a potential, this is a bike path, and the engineering department wants at least 15 feet in case there's truck over tracking from the trailers swinging into the driveway. It's a safety issue. That's what they want to, they said the driveway has to be moved to the north. I apologize for hitting you at the last second with this, but I got this email at after 3 o'clock this afternoon. And this is the loadout building, today's loadout storage.
Okay, that's fine.
And other items that were in your packet. So that's all I have, Mr. Chairman. I don't know if you want to call them up and talk about that.
Absolutely. Is Alex here? Or someone representing? Why are you pointing at him and he's pointing at you?
Yeah.
Come on up here, please. You know, it's almost like the old, was it Three Stooges?
Yeah, pretty much. So Aaron Cole, 3710 East Roby Drive, Milton, Wisconsin.
Thank you.
Cole Turning, Greystone Construction, Minneapolis, Shakopee, Minnesota.
Why don't you give us a very, very brief overview? I mean, obviously, Brian has already done this, but certainly speak to what's being requested.
Okay, so over time, obviously, fertilizer business has expanded at that facility. I've been in talks with actually the DNR since they came to us about the access point that was the old railroad bed where it overlaps onto the property. And we had been working with them and coming up with a resolution to their concerns of where the trail is going to be placed and a variety of conversations through that. We took a look at our aging facility and decided we need to construct something new, and looked at opportunities within the site to place the building. The Wisconsin DNR does not support us rebuilding right where it sits, obviously, because it's sitting on a portion of their land. So we took a look at the site and the engineering of being able to access the location and identify that northern parcel or the northern half of our facility gives us the land, the space. It slides the building away from the trail. Obviously, the public, we're trying to keep, our activities away from the trail as much as possible. I did speak with Andrew Hansen with Wisconsin DNR. I've met with him a few times. I spoke with him on the phone today. He is presenting a two-part contract to us that would lease us the portion of our building that's on their land. That would be the furthest most east building on our, I'll call it our site plan, along with a parcel of land that extends east to one of the overhead power line posts. So it'd be the corner, kind of where our driveway looped back in, and give us a 15-year lease, renewable, to keep the scale and our building within the railroad right of way. So all of those things have played into trying to place the location where it's best fit for the site. Making sure we work within, feeding the current retention pond that we have at the facility, along with all the other structures that we have in place. So.
Thank you. Thank you. Questions from supervisors? Supervisor Preisker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I guess, can we go back maybe one slide or so, the aerial with, or maybe more than that? Yeah, this one. So the area there bound in red is former railroad tracks that are now a trail, and it's DNR land.
Yes.
So half the building, obviously, you're not gonna, that's staying, right? Or are you gonna raise that?
The white building right in the center is
Right.
the one that it's currently in a land use agreement with the railroad.
Okay.
So they are looking at that lease from 1996, I think was the date, and trying to figure out how to incorporate that into 2026, which was a challenge.
Yeah.
But that building will be part of a what they're calling just a 15-year land use agreement that would section off that building, and then extend basically from the southeast corner of the building straight to the east, almost to the property line, that's straight north of there. There's an overhead power line right there. So engineers laid out that a truck travel, the trailer traffic or will trail and be able to access the current scale. There's going to be all kinds of wording in there from Wisconsin DNR in the event of the scale needing to be replaced or updated, that we would have to relocate it on site. But they are in the process. I just spoke with him this morning, and he is putting together that, and then the green building to the west, that is half of that building is inside of the agreement that's with the railroad, and the other half is not. But our plan is, once this new building is constructed, is to demolition that and clean it up and give that corner or that partial, piece of the trail access.
Okay.
Would be clean and cleared
So
and
the
ready.
white one will stay. You're just gonna work on the new agreements.
Correct.
The green one is gonna go away, and then where you want to build is essentially where the tip of the arrow is.
Yep.
But then what are you gonna do with the driveway? So I'm just reacting to the email
Yes.
as you are, right, in real time here. So as you go further to, to the access road, more and more of your entry. Okay, so you're rerouting it to the top. That's what you're showing me here.
Correct.
It'll be rerouted to the north.
Yes.
But even the access point needs to move 15 feet further, Shannon is saying.
That shouldn't be a problem. You
Okay.
guys have that access now.
So there's currently, we've been working, or not we, the VAA and Greystone,
Sure.
from an engineering standpoint, have been working with the state, I believe,
Because we have,
to look at how much space is needed. Andrew with the DNR had told me, like, you can move it as close as you can or need to. We're trying to keep it a little further to the north, or as far north as our current access will allow. So there's currently a big monument sign right there. We'd have to move that.
Yeah,
We'd actually,
I mean, it's
unfortunately,
pretty narrow.
if we slide it 15 feet further north, there's going to be a couple big trees that we'll probably have to take down that we're trying to keep, but
Trying to avoid.
I mean, if possible. But we do have that land, but it's still going to get pretty tight.
it's gonna be tight.
Okay.
But
Supervisor Preisker, anything else?
No, that's all. Thanks. Reacting to this now, does it seem reasonable to move the access road? 15 feet's, and I'm not an engineer, not really, a little bit.
no, that's a lot. I don't know, without seeing how far the property line goes.
Right, because that whole I guess it's on this page too, but how wide is the whole frontage you have along Beaumont? It's not that big anyway.
It's not huge, no. But they also have that driveway that they're sharing with the owner, right?
Yep.
So I would have to scale it off. I did not bring a scale set of plans to tell you.
No,
exactly.
that's okay. It's not.
I know we've worked with the state on that access and everything's
They-
good to go with them.
Yeah, the state had,
They're okay with the,
Yes.
with the access as presented?
Mhm.
Has it been before the town of Dover already?
It'll go to town of Dover after your guys' review. That they won't look at it
That's
until
town
you.
of Dover.
By the way, with all due respect, that's not how it works, but we understand what you're saying. So depending on how we proceed, there will be a conditional component to it requiring that be approved.
Correct.
Okay.
understand.
I shouldn't be talking to my vote right now. Supervisor Price, anything else? No. Thank you. Other supervisors, comments or questions?
Just one quick one.
Please,
Thank you.
Vice Chair Osterman.
Mr. Jensen, did you indicate that you had not heard back from the fire department?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon.
No.
Usually the only time they respond is if there is an issue.
So what kind of dry fertilizer will be there?
It's non-explosive, that's your concern. There's no explosion component to it, non-flammable. It's very low risk. Basically,
The standard products that are currently in the building that's on the south side of the property, so
Okay.
your standard agricultural products.
So you're already storing the same type of equipment
correct.
Yep.
or supply, excuse me.
Yeah, same supply, correct. Yep.
Okay, then, if there's no other,
I guess
Supervisor
I
Price.
don't have a question for them. I have a question among us and procedure wise. I guess I'm wondering aloud, what do we do with this at this point? We're reacting right now to a recommendation to move the driveway 15 feet, which no one's heard of before now. The town hasn't reviewed it. We haven't heard from the fire department. I guess I don't want to delay the project. You want to break ground this fall, right? Which is,
As soon as possible.
it's coming up soon, right? And we only meet monthly, so.
My thinking
Maybe
is,
I'll defer to, you and Brian and the chairman,
okay, I'm
where
sorry.
you want to go with this.
You want to weigh in on this?
I'm okay with it, but there's a lot of unknowns still.
So, my feeling is that, from my experience, you got to start somewhere. So we need to take the lead and go ahead, I think, and do this and move this forward now in regards to the question of the driveway. If it is determined that it just can't be done for whatever reason, I think we should stipulate that it needs to be done based upon our engineering report. But if we find out that it cannot be done, there is a remedy, a potential remedy through the Board of Adjustment. You can apply there to, get that portion of it, changed or relieved if you have to. So,
Supervisor Preisker, what I had just conversed with Brian Jensen on was we should do a motion to approve it contingent on the items that we're referring to right now. That way it does get moved forward for purposes of keeping the project. And again, you still have components that have to be put in place. Okay, so with that having been said, do I have a motion? This one's on you.
okay. Thanks.
Monty, this one's on
I
you.
will move to approve with the stipulation that the engineer's recommendation is followed on the driveway.
Subject to the town.
Subject to the town approval.
Approvals and their conditions. Yeah.
Second. We have a first, we have a second. Very good. Are there any other comments or conversations regarding this item? Okay, was that,
I just want to make sure that the applicant understands that what I'm doing here is trying to move this forward. I'm not trying to put in, burdensome stipulation on you.
No, understand.
yeah, that's my job.
We appreciate it.
All right. Youth and governance, how do you vote?
Yay.
He's a yay. Supervisors, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Thank you, Supervisor Wishaw. None opposed? All right, moves forward. Thank you, gentlemen. Review and discuss Schaefer Farms Phase 2. Mr.
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes, this is a final plat, and the reason we're seeing this is in the city of Burlington, we're extraterritorial plat review. We've looked at, there's been, I think, 2 other preliminary plats that we've reviewed. The staff has looked at this and we have no objections. We have a positive review to the final plat for Schaefer Farms Phase 2. And I would ask that the committee, if they agree, exercise its authority that we do not object to the plat.
Very good. All right, supervisors. Yes, Supervisor Preisker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll just say this is an important development that the city of Burlington's been working on for a number of years. This is going to add hundreds of residential units to Racine County, which is desperately needed. There's a mix of housing in here from more affordable housing to estate lots. After phase 2 is completed, as they move to phase 3, it will trigger the secondary access road to the development so that there's more than one way in and out. I hope the committee approves this.
And this also then is in keeping with our county plan with regards to our priorities of increasing housing, affordable housing throughout the entire county.
Yes.
Very good. Other comments or questions from the committee? All right, very good. On that one then, we should probably have a motion to move that forward then. It's been moved. I'm sorry, Supervisor Wishaw? Okay, that's all right. You just got the second on it then. Brett beat you to it, but we're going to move forward then. All right, now that we have a first, we have a second. Are there any other conversations regarding this topic? Very nice to see, by the way, guys. Nice to see this kind of a housing plan put together. Youth and governance, how do you vote on this?
Yay.
All right, very good. Supervisors, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Very good. Any opposed? There are none opposed. Okay, very good. The next EdLub meeting is on September the 21st, 2026. And I have one comment under the chairman's business that I wanted to emphasize for the supervisors. We're having the staff forward to everybody the staff reviews. So you're having a chance to see the information from the staff in advance. What I'd like to emphasize is that is really for our use for the committee. That is not to be sent out to the world. That is to be for our committee's use so that we're better prepared and informed going into our meetings. And so I want to just remind everybody of that and encourage that we continue to live to that expectation. So with that having been said, is there anything else from the committee? Move to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Moved. We are adjourned.